Oh, there you are. So, you started a podcast or a YouTube channel, maybe even both, and you've been showing up, sharing your message regularly, maybe even interviewing some amazing guests. However, here you are, staring at your bank account, thinking at your dashboard, huh, was this thing supposed to pay me or just cost me time and therapy bills? If that's you, you're not alone, my friend. And the good news is, you're not doing it wrong. You've just been an outdated, told and sold an outdated map to a destination that no longer exists. So today in this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on the old broken way people are told to monetize their podcast YouTube channel, the new magnetic way that actually works, the magnetic, impactful, profitable podcast and YouTube Academy way, and how you can start getting high ticket clients from your laser focused transformational content, even if you've got absolutely no audience yet, in as little as 30 days from launch. Hello and welcome. My name is Payman Lorenzo, and I crack the code when it comes to getting clients podcasting and YouTubing with no audience to start with. I only had about 100 subscribers when I got my very first client, then less than 200 subscribers by the time I had reached 60 high ticket and very happy clients. This video and this entire channel are all about showing you how you can get clients podcasting and YouTubing for your business, even if you're starting from absolutely scratch with no audience and in as little as 30 days from launch. Sounds good? Excited? Let's go. First of all, let's take a look at why most people don't make money with a podcast or YouTube channel. So we need to look first at the old school way, the outdated, obsolete way. That's a way that most people are being told and sold currently online by the so-called gurus. And you've probably heard them say, oh, you just need to grow your audience first. Focus on going viral, then views, subscribers, and sponsors and downloads will come. Or you need to just post more consistently and monetize with ads. Well, look, I love consistency. I love going viral. I even love a good sponsorship deal. But relying on those to grow a business, that's like planting a lemon tree in a desert and wondering why you're still thirsty. So let me ask you, are you really going to wait until you have 10,000 subscribers or more to make your very first dollar on YouTube or when you podcast? Are you seriously banking on getting peanuts from YouTube and Google to the tune of $3 per cost per mil, which is you get $3 for each 1,000 views that you get on your videos to build your business, your empire? And are you really hoping a toothbrush brand wants to sponsor your Trauma to Triumph story? Come on, let's get real. And honestly, it's not really your fault because that's what the internet, those so-called self-proclaimed gurus, have been telling you and selling you. They've been telling you and selling you a fantasy, a dream that doesn't exist anymore. But if you're a coach, an expert, an author, an activator, a thought leader, there's a better way to do this. Let's take a look at that. And I call that the Profitable Podcast and YouTube Academy way. So let me introduce you to what actually works in 2025 and beyond. I call it the client-centric, laser-focused content conversion system. Sounds fancy, sounds like a mouthful, but it's really deliciously simple. Here's what I mean. So instead of focusing on growing a massive audience, we focus on getting crystal clear clarity on who you serve and what specific pain point you can solve. And then using your podcast and YouTube channel to speak directly to that person's pains, goals, and dreams. And we're going to be creating binge-worthy content that magnetizes the right people to you, not just viewers, but potential high-paying clients. And building a clear bridge from your content to your calendar to your client. Simple as that. But what if you have no audience to start with? Well, I got you covered because, as you will see, that's not a problem at all. Because when you know how to speak to your exact person, have heart-to-heart conversation, speaking from the heart, interview the right guests, share your story, speaking from the heart, and the process displaying your expertise and creating content that positions you as their go-to solution, the authority, the expert, and leader. And for that, my friend, you do not need a million followers. You just need the right 10 to 20 people to see that one video or hear that one podcast episode of yours and say, wow, he speaks my language. She understands me. That's exactly what I've been looking for. Now, how do we work with you? And here's the best part. This works even if you're just starting. I'm the perfect example of that. I'm a poster child for that. I've had students in the academy go from absolute zero audience, no direction, and no focus at all, to gaining laser focused clarity and closing the very first paying client in as little as 30 days of launching their profitable podcast and YouTube channel. Why? Because they followed a simple, clear, proven, step-by-step magnetic blueprint and system built around a very specific pain point for a very specific person. In other words, around their zone of genius. And the system is designed to build trust, rapport, and attract clients, not just views, clicks, downloads, sponsorships, number of subs, or other vanity metrics that don't add anything at all to your bottom line. Let's now take a look at the type of content that actually works, that actually converts and not just entertains. So here's a very basic but very powerful mindset shift I want you to write on your heart. Are you ready? You are not creating content for entertainment. You're not trying to go viral. You're trying to provide value because you're not trying to become Mr. Beast or Mrs. Beast. Instead, you're building to become Mr. and Mrs. Transformation. You're creating content for transformation and conversion. That's the difference between being an influencer, I might add a broke influencer, and being an income maker, a very impactful and widely successful and profitable impact maker, income maker, and impact maker. So my proven method is built around the following essential core foundations. Number one, identifying your true zone of genius. That's going to lead us to identifying what is the number one pain point you can solve and for who, very specifically. And once we've done that, then we craft the irresistible slam dunk offer and build the impactful business around your zone of genius. And after that, we simply build and launch your profitable podcast and YouTube channel around those so that you can leverage the phenomenal power of podcasting and YouTube to get your first or next high-ticket client in as little as 30 days from launch, even if you have absolutely no audience to start with today. And we're going to be looking at asking conversion questions during the interviews, during the conversation we'll be having with our people that makes guests and listeners want to work with you. And in the process, telling stories that create instant trust and emotional buy-in. And most importantly, how to call people, the right people, identify them. Your people, your tribe, your youths, your Mikes, your Marys, your Johns, your Suzannes. In other words, the version of you that is just a few steps behind you, not some fictional character that doesn't exist. Not Susie from HR that makes $60,000 a year, drives a soccer van, and drinks a latte matcha at exactly 7:22 a.m. every morning. Not Mike from finance who makes $80,000 a year, drives a BMW, and has a golden retriever and a midlife crisis. No, because those, I could never connect with those because that was not me. Instead, looking at yourself because you are your own avatar. So, knowing that, we simply need to identify and create our content for the version of you of just a few steps ago. That's it. And when we do that, your words, your messaging, your offer, your business, everything's going to feel humane, warm, genuine, and authentic. And when that happens, guess what? It's going to connect magnetically. No slimy pitches, no cringy, salesy vibes, and definitely no fake FOMOs. Just service-led, storytelling, and clarity-led offers spoken in an authentic way from the heart. Simple as that. Now, let's take a look at why right now, right here, is the best time to launch or relaunch your profitable podcast and or YouTube channel. So if you already have a podcast or YouTube channel that's been a bit of a ghost town, hasn't been bringing in clients, don't worry, I got you covered. You do not need to start over. You just need to pivot your purpose. You can literally take the platform, the asset you've already built, realign your messaging, and relaunch it in a way that speaks directly to the exact person that you want to serve, to the you of just a few steps ago, to your Mike, to your John, to your Susan, to your Mary, and simply invites them into a real paid transformation. And if you haven't launched yet, that's perfect because you get to do it right the first time. And as I mentioned, you definitely do not need 10,000 followers and you don't need to go viral. You just need to create intentional content that makes your client, your ideal client, say, wow, where have you been all my life? So what now? Here's what I want you to take away from this video about podcasting and YouTubing. First thing first, you do not need a massive audience to get clients. Number two, you don't need ads, sponsors, or algorithms to build a business. Number three, what you do need instead is you need a strategy that focuses on conversion, not just content. You need laser-focused clarity on one very specific pain point for one very specific person. In other words, your zone of genius. And you simply create content around that. And that's what exactly we teach inside the Profitable Podcast and YouTube Academy. It's a done with you experience. We can help you every step of the way. Launch or relaunch your podcast and YouTube channel. Get crystal clear clarity on your niche, messaging, and offer. Create magnetic content that attracts high-ticket clients and start signing clients in as little as 30 days. Even if no one knows you, we are right now. So, if this is resonating and you're tired of hoping your content works and you're ready to finally start getting paid for the message in your heart, then let's talk. There's a link below this video to book a call, to book your free Profitable Podcast strategy call with me or someone from my team. We'll map out exactly how to turn your existing podcast and YouTube channel into a high-ticket client magnet without ads, without spamming, and without needing a giant audience or any audience at all to start with. And if you don't already have a podcast or YouTube channel, well, even better. We'll map out exactly how you can turn your voice and your gifts, your zone of genius, into a highly transformational and widely profitable business for you. Because it's time to make your voice profitable. Your voice, my friend, is the most valuable asset you own. Let me repeat that. Your voice is the single most valuable asset you own. I'm Payman Lorenzo, founder of the Profitable Podcast and YouTube Academy. Your story matters. Your voice matters. You matter, my friend. And guess what? Your message is needed not by the world, but by the person who's just a few steps behind you. Your Mikes, your Johns, your Susies, your Marys. For these people, your message is a godsend. It's a beautiful gift. And you know what? Your very next client could be just one conversation or one episode away. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the inside in our next video. Take care.